Look, I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people trying to drain me of my energy.
Hey guys, first I want to thank a supporter with the channel name of Nomadic News Auditor for bringing this story to my attention. A few days ago, a Los Angeles County trainee of the Sheriff's Department reported that he was shot by a sniper. This story consumed the LA County Sheriff's resources, and it cost the taxpayers of LA County a shitload of money. And now, after being investigated, this trainee of the LA County Sheriff's Department has admitted he made it all up. He made it all up. Just another example of a dirty LA County sheriff deputy.
News in Lancaster, where a gunman opened fire on LA County deputies in the sheriff's station parking lot. Now, this is located on Sierra Highway near Jackman Street. Eliana Moreno live over the scene in News Shop before Alpha Force. Eliana.
Michael, deputies were essentially ambushed at their own station. The shots possibly coming from the mental health facility that is located just north of the station. But let me tell you about the deputies first. One deputy was shot. He was shot in the shoulder, but his condition at this point is unknown. We know that he walked into the LA County fire station to receive treatment, likely already on his way to the hospital. Fortunately, no other deputies were hurt. But let me push in here so that you can see how tense things are out here right now. You can see that everyone here is wearing their tactical gear with guns drawn, pointed towards that mental health facility where they believe that the shots are in fact coming from. Initially, deputies thought that they may be coming from this apartment complex instead, but let me show you the proximity between the two, which is why the confusion. Here's the apartment complex, and this building here just off of Sierra Highway, that's the mental health facility. So that is where they are now focusing their attention. They believe that that is where the shots came from. Unknown what type of weapon was used, but it was one that was able to reach a deputy that was in this lot. It was unclear if that deputy was already on duty or if he was just coming to work or leaving work, but essentially that's where he was shot. I heard over the scanner that other deputies were trying to shelter in place, and the sheriff's station has since been evacuated. They have done a thorough search of it to make sure there are no suspects inside, no additional victims. At this point, not finding any other injured deputies or personnel other than that one deputy who suffered that gunshot wound to the shoulder.
All right, Eliana, thank you so very much. Obviously, a lot going on there in Lancaster. To help us put this all together, let's go to investigative reporter Eric Linder, who's live in the newsroom. And Eric, what can you tell us about the activity going on there in Lancaster?
Well, Lolita, we've been in contact with a number of our contacts at the LA County Sheriff's Department, and clearly this is consuming the department's resources this afternoon. This is a huge operation to try to figure out where the gunfire came from, and then once they do that, figure out how to search that spot in a way that doesn't put more deputies in danger or the public in danger. As you heard Eliana Moreno describe from the helicopter's perspective, there's two buildings right next door to one another at the north end of this very large parking lot outside of the Lancaster Sheriff's Station. The parking lot is enormous. There's a helicopter landing pad there, and right adjacent to the mental health facility and very close to that four-story apartment building, there's a small unmarked office. It turns out that is a sheriff's office as well, a forensics lab. After the first deputy was shot and injured this afternoon, they had to take some measures to evacuate a number of other deputies who they said were pinned down by the gunfire, both in the parking lot and in that other building that's on the north end of the parking lot, completely separated away from the Lancaster Sheriff's Station. The sheriff's deputies who were pinned down were not injured, but they were able to be moved with the help of some other people from the Lancaster station. Deputies in the parking lot have told us that there are a bunch of open windows that they can see looking north, both at that apartment building and at that mental health facility. But so far, they haven't been able to see any movement inside those windows. So as of last report that we got from our contacts who are out at the scene, it is still unclear where the gunfire came from, which is part of why this perimeter is so big. So many streets have been closed off. The Lancaster Sheriff's Station shut down. In fact, they've moved the whole operation a block or two to the south so that all the additional people they're bringing in to help with the search aren't exposed or aren't in potential line of fire from those buildings where this came from. Sheriff's armored trucks are being driven in from Santa Clarita, where they have them staged. The Sheriff's Department is bringing in additional people by helicopter. Usually those are members of its Special Enforcement Bureau, SEB, the Sheriff's Department equivalent of a SWAT team. And one unusual thing that is being done this afternoon is they are going to put one of the Sheriff's Special Enforcement Bureau snipers on board a helicopter. That's in case they have to go after somebody who might be barricaded in the upper floor of a building. It gives them a tactical advantage to be able to use the helicopter in that way. They also have a lot of deputies that you can't see in our pictures who are inside the buildings where they think the shots came from. Sheriff's contacts are telling us at this point they believe that if the person who fired the shots was in those buildings, they're contained in the buildings. So they're going to, at some point, probably, without better information about where the shots came from, begin some kind of a methodical search of those buildings, floor to floor, until they can rule out or find whoever did this. Back downstairs to you guys.
All right, Eric, and of course, we're going to take you back out live. Once again, a live shot from News Chopper 4 Alpha, a shooting once again in the parking lot of the Lancaster Sheriff's Station, which has been evacuated. One deputy is being treated for a minor injury at this point. Now, we have crews on the way to Lancaster, and we'll continue to bring you any new developments as we get them here on the air, on our website, and on the NBCLA app.